Hey guys, today I'll be doing a long-term review, very long-term review of the iPhone 5s, which many people regard as one of the best iPhones Apple ever made, because probably because it was one of the last iPhones that Steve Jobs had an input on developing. So maybe, as you can see, the design is really beautiful. In my opinion, is one of my favorite designs after the iPhone 4S and the iPhone 8. But it's a really nice design, as you can see. It feels really premium. Even in 2024, it doesn't feel old. Even with the home button. The screen is surprisingly good. I mean, considering you have nowadays budget phones with worse screens than this. Even being sub HD screen, this has 326 ppi, which is much higher than some budget phones that you have nowadays with 200 and something ppi. So you can't see the pixels. So the screen is okay. And the crazy thing, the phone works surprisingly well. It doesn't freeze too much. It takes the time, to load things and stuff like that. It's not the fastest, but it works. The applications actually work. We have support for them. Why is that? Probably because Apple updated this phone for 6 years. It's running actually iOS 12.5, and we are currently in iOS 17. So it's not too far off. And most applications work normally. Sure, the older versions of it, but they work. As you can see, you can watch YouTube even in full HD, even though the screen is not full HD, but you can watch without freezing or anything. And it's just crazy. An Android phone from 11 years ago, what was it, like S3, S4, the Galaxy S3 or S4, they don't run nearly as well as this. I'm sure unless you root or you do a custom run, they won't run as well as this. Apple was just at a peak back then. Their phones were really good. As you can see right now, it works. The basics still work. iCloud still worked. I actually transferred all my information from my iPhone 11 Pro to this, and it still worked. AirDrop still works. Everything works. It just takes longer. The biggest thing that you're going to see the age on this phone is the camera and the battery. The battery doesn't even last 2 hours, so it's pretty degraded. Sure, if you got a new battery in, it will probably maybe last like 3 hours of use, maybe if you're lucky. But it's still, it's not possible to use this in 2024 unless it's a backup phone because of the battery. Primarily because of the battery. Because as you can see, for normal use, basic use, no gaming, it works. It works. The basics still work. Sure, the storage is 16 gigs. You can use this. You need to, at least if you want to buy like an iPhone 5s, just get the 32, no, that 64 gig model if you can find it. But it still works. If you have iCloud, you can still get around. There's some applications that you can improve the camera, as a Nero can, that you can get a night mode on the camera. They're not perfect, but they work. As you can see, it's a really compact phone. It's really beautiful, as you can see. I love the design. And I'm going to show you the camera soon, and I'm going to do a comparison between the modern iPhone and this old one, see how the camera holds up. But you're going to see soon the camera, you can see the age on it, but it still holds up okay. But look at the headphone jack. Oh, who misses that, right? It's still lightning. Oh, as you can see, the first photo was taken on the iPhone 15 and the second one with the iPhone 5s in daytime. It's actually not a huge difference. There's a big difference, but it's not huge. During the night, this first photo was with the iPhone 11 Pro and the second one with the iPhone 5s. It's a big difference. But on the zoom, actually, I saw not as big as a difference. You see, the first photo with the iPhone 15 and the second one with the iPhone 5s. Even with the tiny 8 megapixel sensor, you can still get some decent-ish photos during daytime to post on social media. It's actually really surprising how solid Apple phones are, even throughout many years. They still mostly work. And that's why Apple is still so popular, so famous nowadays, because their phones are solid and they work for a long time. As you can see right now by this, I'm showing you right now. They don't feel too far off. The core experience doesn't change even compared to an iPhone 15, which is crazy. If you don't care about cameras and you don't game, and you don't use the phone too much, you can use this as a backup phone easily. You can find this for like $40. It's just crazy. And it works. The basics still work. It's an okay phone. Even in 2024, it still works. Sure, the applications, the apps will stop working in the next year or two, but as of now, it's still surprisingly a good experience. If you want to see more reviews of old phones, just subscribe. Cheers.